Hey there, I wanted to make a video because in the recent past I've been pretty frustrated with people who ask me if I'm still struggling with an eating disorder because they perceive me as too thin, or like they feel like I haven't gained weight since I did struggle with an eating disorder. And I think there is a huge problem with equating recovery to weight gain. I think that recovery entails so much more than merely gaining weight. I think that resolving any psychological conflicts, working with the emotional issues that might have caused the eating disorder in the first place, and resolving those, I think that is a very important piece, perhaps more important than a significant weight gain. There are a lot of people out there who believe that eating disorders are only really about food, or only really about wanting to be thin, but in reality they're not just about wanting to be thin. They're about dealing with feelings, feelings of inadequacy, I guess, for me, is what's mostly relevant. In addition to that, I think that a determinant of how physically healthy one is should be more eating focused than weight focused. For instance, I know that I only weigh about 10 pounds more than I did when I was in the throes of my eating disorder. But I know that I am a world healthier. I know that there have been times when I struggled with bulimia that I weigh 10, 15 pounds more than I do now, but I was nutrient deficient, I was blacking out, I did not feel physically or mentally up to par. And just because I weighed more shouldn't indicate that I was healthier, because I wasn't. Right now I don't have any of those physical problems that I experienced, and I feel like I'm strong enough to attack each day and to get through all of the obstacles that come at me in my life, psychologically and physically. And so what if I'm at that really low weight on that continuum of healthy? So what if I weigh like the exact amount or a pound more than the lowest healthy weight for my height? Why should that matter if I'm eating well? I eat 1,500 to 2,000 calories a day, and that's something that I didn't do for the longest time. For the longest time, I would be restricting some days, binging some days, purging some days, going on week-long restrictions, like just month after month. I would be constantly doing something to deplete my physical self of its strength. I would over-exercise and all of that. But I don't do any of that now, so why should my weight even matter? I understand that weight is an indicator of physical health, that a good weight indicates that one is physically healthy, and, they always say, like, if you weigh, 10 more pounds than you're supposed to, but you're like an athlete or something, that's okay. Well, then why is it okay for someone to weigh a few pounds less, to be eating healthy, and to not have any physical problems? Why isn't that okay? And even if it's somebody that has suffered from an eating disorder in the past, why isn't that okay? Maybe people with eating disorders would be more comfortable not weighing a ton, but enough to eat healthily and to not be uncomfortable in their own skin and in their body. And for me, that's very, very important. I think that if I can eat 2,000 calories a day, moderately exercise, and you know, stay free from depression, then why should I have to gain more, especially if it might be mentally difficult for me to. I think I'm in a better place right now for a reason. I don't know why you would make somebody eat 3,000 calories a day in a recovery clinic when that's something they're not going to be comfortable with, when a more reasonable goal would be like a gradual calorie increase, because the body could learn how to cope with it, and people wouldn't be putting on like loads and loads of weight at once when the body like doesn't even know how to digest food anymore. I think that, you know, it shouldn't be like, congratulations, you've gained 20 pounds, you must be better, because I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that have gained weight but the thoughts are still there. And now if the thoughts are still there, has one really recovered? I don't know. I know this is like a rant, ramble, whatever, but I do think that other factors like really do play a major role in recovery, and that weight itself cannot determine whether or not somebody is really better. And I just think it's really important for people to know that, at least for me, I've found a way to eat very healthily, to get all the vitamins and minerals and calories that I need to function in a physically healthy way without gaining a significant amount of weight. And I would say that I'm really like on that road to recovery. And for those people who just think like, oh, you're so skinny or whatever, or you must have problems still because you're not bigger, that it's just kind of a naive assumption. I know this is more of a ramble and I didn't like really think about what I was going to say, so I apologize if all my thoughts are disjointed. So I'll talk to you later.